What's up, y'all, and welcome to Hip Hop Off the Laptop. This is an internet-based series where we discuss issues in the hip hop community and how they are affecting society and people and everything like that. I'm your host, Paleface the Albino. Um, the topic I've chose today to speak about is battling in the rap community and how it affects us rappers and how it also affects everybody in general, fans, people that listen to music, people that's just on the streets, etc. Um, there's a lot of good and bad things about battling. If you really look into it, I mean, even from back in the day, some of the greatest rappers that have ever existed started from battling, started in clubs. They would get up and do 3 rounds, or they would get up and do a drawing to see who's going to battle who, and they got on stage. And this really fuels a lot of people to put out some positive music. It fuels the fire, and it helps people to really get motivated and to put out quality material. Um, I have to say this is why I started as a rapper, even back in the day. I don't know, like the early '90s or whatever. Um, that's how I got out there. So I think that battling is a wonderful tool if it's used correctly. One of the things, though, I noticed is that a lot of us rappers, we from the streets. We That's where we came from. And being if that's the issue, then I mean the streets is gonna reflect the music a little bit. It's gonna seep into that because which one is a reflection of which. And that's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg kind of question. And even back from say like Easy E and Dre, they battled each other and they would talk smack back and forth on records. And I'm sure a lot of people that were fans bought into both of the sides. And it's a real good way for both of the artists to sell albums. And it was a sense of controversy. It got people interested into the personal lives of these artists. Even after that, here's another example. There was Nas and Jay-Z. Now, the thing about Nas and Jay-Z was, Nas was the #1 rapper in the East. Nas always came with it in the East. He was always bringing that drama, and Jay-Z said, well, okay, well, I want to be a part of this. I want to be #1, so I have to go ahead and attack #2. It's kind of a rule, unsaid amongst battle rappers, and I mean, it did him a lot of good, and there's a lot of negativity, though, I see that it brought into the game as well. Talking smack about, this is your 10-year average, and this is how many albums you drop, and yeah, that's fine and dandy, but there's got to be some kind of line where, your skill's going to speak for itself. There comes a point in time in an artist's career where he has to stand alone besides all of that, and that's just one element of it. And then let's look at, say, like Biggie and Pac, for instance. These are two rappers that came out. They were the greatest rappers that have ever existed. I mean, you can ask anybody, they'll tell you how they feel about Biggie and Pac, and they had two completely different styles. But at the same time, one came out on the album and said he had sex with the other one's wife, and it started some beef, and we lost two of the greatest rappers ever that's ever existed because of this. And this is one of the downsides of battling, and I don't necessarily think it was just battling that brought that about. There was some personal beef besides all of that. And, I have a lot of friends that are into strictly battle rap. And, big ups to them. They're out there getting their thing, and they're getting local play because of it. And this I appreciate, It's real good to get your name out there, and it's real good for live shows. People like to see that whenever they standing in front of two people that are battling. These people are just going at it, They're going at each other's throats. And, I mean, lyrically, with skill. And that's a big part of the rap community. So I do appreciate battling in a sense, and I think that it's doing a lot of good for different people. But I just hate to see whenever this violence, when it crosses the line, and there's violence brought into the game because of this. You know, we don't need to be shooting each other and beating each other up over some words that are in a song. Now, it's totally understand that this is somebody's art. This is their creation. This is something they pulled outside of themselves to say, look, world, here I am. And you know, I got a good friend that brought it to me like this. He told me where he's from, which is somewhere totally different. We're in Lafayette, Louisiana here. He's from a different part of the country, and he said that a lot of rapping in his region started from your mama jokes. You know, people just standing on the corner saying your mama jokes back and forth to each other, and that's clever. You know, I really appreciate that. But I think that rappers and artists and the general public need to understand that you know, rapping is an art form, and this is something that we do. Um, and it can affect people in personal ways. And I think if the general public is aware of this, they can have a little bit of history and kind of understand, you know, if they would be in the middle of a rap battle and they'd never seen nothing like that, or they would be, say, battling another MC, what was to be expected of them, you know? I mean, you know, there's certain hits, and it's really hard to say because there are lots of unwritten rules of respect, a lot of etiquette and such. But there's no book that says you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, because you're creating, and it's your artwork, and it's your art form. And, you know, you can't really draw too many lines there, but at the same time, there's man's law is very relevant. You know, just laws of common decency and respect. And, you know, throughout years and years of battling, you begin to learn these rules and how they affect you and how to use this as a tool rather than a stone to throw at somebody. And even if that is your issue and that's a part of what you do, and I completely respect that, just be aware that it does affect people. It affects everybody. And I think it's important for us just to understand that. And you know, kind of look at that as to how it's going to affect us today. And you know, that was a little bit of history of rap battles. And you know, I guess that's about all I got here today. You know, tune into our next episode. I got a lot of good topics here selected, some a little bit more controversial than others. Like I said, my name is Paleface Albino. If you have a topic you would like discussed, or you would like an idea thrown around, you can Facebook Lance Toops Paleface. You can find me on Facebook, or you can email me at sirlancepaul@yahoo.com, or you can also email me at palefacethealbino1@gmail.com. That's 3 ways you can contact me, and like I said, I got a lot of really good relevant topics that are going to come up here in the near future, so just stay tuned and keep your ear out for me. This is Lance Paul Toops from All Around Productions, and I will see y'all later. Peace.